right, we're going to get started here. So welcome to today's webinar, What's in the Box? We're going to be talking about the MEP Productivity Pack, just kind of a general information on what you actually get when you get the MEP Productivity Pack. So a lot of people kind of wonder what what do we actually get when we make a purchase for this productivity pack. There's nothing like it out there, and about time we share that information to everyone. So my name is Philip Charlson. I'm a senior technical specialist with ATG. A little bit about me. So I've spent 19 of the past 20 years as a technical resource with an Autodesk VAR, so reseller. Spent a year with a firm as a BIM manager. I've been managing, teaching, mentoring users in Revit since early 2002 when Autodesk initially made the Revit acquisition. I've been supporting MEP and architectural companies since 2001. I also have the most certifications by user in the state of Minnesota. And talk to me. I always love talking about Legos and Star Wars. And if you really want to have some fun, we can talk about Star Wars Legos. So on to today's topic. So obviously we're going to, again, take a look at what you as the customer can get when making the purchase for the mechanical, electrical, plumbing productivity pack from ATG. So it is a product that's been around for a little while now. Obviously, it started out with the electrical side, add the mechanical side, and then it got combined as one product. And as a person that has joined ATG for about a month and a half now. Sorry, not a month and a half, a year and a half. I have obviously been utilizing the MEP Productivity Pack in that time and gotten to know it pretty well. I just kind of wish that I had been able to use it for years before, because in my line, basically I would have been able to utilize it quite a bit more over the past few years if I had access to it. So a few of the things that we're going to take a look at here today. Again, obviously determine what you as the end user can get with the productivity pack. We'll take a look at the different types of files that you get with the pack. We'll take a look at the documentation, and obviously look at or learn some of the benefits of those tools that you get with the productivity pack. So first off, what is in the box? Hopefully, you don't get too many boxes that look like this that come in the mail, but never know. Obviously, that French word there, fragile, doesn't matter to a whole lot of shippers, but for the MEP Productivity Pack, you technically don't receive a box. Sorry. You can have plenty of my Amazon boxes that I get when I get shipments, but you don't actually get a box for the productivity pack. But what you do is you obviously get a lot of data, a lot of hours put into development for this particular product that we sell, and with the time spent in development, it really saves a lot of time for a lot of companies in utilizing the productivity pack. So let's take a look at what's inside here. So we get a few items. We get a huge content library. That content library contains obviously all the different disciplines, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, that have been really thought out. It isn't just, the out of the box type content. You're getting a bit more specific information based off of manufacturing content. The content libraries expand well beyond what the out of the box content has. And it's continuing to be developed further, added to as far as additional families added to the libraries. We also have a sample project. So obviously with the out of the box content, you do get some sample projects, and that sample project within the out of the box has been there forever. Hasn't changed a whole lot. Sample project that you get really shows how the productivity pack works. Instead of you just getting a template and here you go with your information. It's better to kind of take a look at that sample project and kind of understand how it was put together. So you'd be able to go into a lot of the different views, click on information, take a look at schedules, and really see how the productivity packs with that sample project. There's also a schedule and detail project. So there are a number of different types of schedules, intelligent schedules within the productivity pack. We're going to be jumping into it here shortly, but all the schedules basically tie into the families that were developed. So that when you go in and place families within a project, that schedule is going to fill out with the information that you placed from that particular family. So it's going to be good, accurate information within there. And then also you have a number of standard type details in this additional project file. So you'll be able to bring in those as needed. And those details can be added to as well. Obviously, it's not going to include every single detail that you can possibly need, but it's a very good start. And again, a lot of good information there. The shared parameter file, there's well over 3,000 parameters in this shared parameter file. If you haven't caught it before, I have done a webinar previously on shared parameters. Go check it out. So if you want to know all about shared parameters, check out my webinar on that. I believe that's from last year. You can check those out on YouTube on the ATG USA subscription site there. Then we have the starter projects. So we have both an imperial and a metric starter project. Along with the starter projects, we have placeholders. So that means we have architectural, structural, and we also have a mechanical, electrical starter, or not a starter, but a placeholder. So if you are strictly just mechanical or strictly just electrical, you might wind up bringing in the other discipline as a linked file, and we have those as placeholders within there as well. And lastly, we have the instruction manual, so the user manual. So for any guys on the call, that don't like looking at instructions, this instruction is well worth looking at. I'm not going to say that it is an exciting manual, but it is a very intuitive manual. There is a lot of data on how to do the things that you need to do within the productivity pack. There's also links to videos specifically on topics in the productivity pack that you can access. The other thing that you can consider is, utilizing ATG for additional videos. Obviously, we're doing this video here today, this webinar. They'll wind up being posted out on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube videos by ATG staff that have gone through components of the productivity pack. I would definitely check out some of those. Just look up the MEPPP and you'll be able to find some of those additional videos to watch and learn more about the productivity pack. All right, so what do I do with all this information with this productivity pack? So again, I mentioned the user manual, and the user manual is a 330-page user manual. Covers all of the MEP disciplines, standard setup type items. So it is a updated PDF, again, that you can go in and look at that information. You also have a project setup instructions. So this is an Excel file that's included, and it can be customized to your needs. Basically, you want to go in and modify it to different locations on your network where you might store some of the information. Obviously, store this productivity pack and all the information that ties with it. So you can kind of customize that to your own company standards within there. Looks like someone asked, has this manual and videos been updated for the new release? The user manual, I believe, has been updated through 2020. I don't know if there's been any updates for 2021. And also, yes, I will be showing the latest and greatest MEP productivity pack. Training. So training can be important with the productivity pack. So obviously you may have a BIM manager, you may have some go-getters with a company that can kind of dive right into it and pick up a lot of the information. But sometimes companies need a little bit of hand-holding. Obviously with ATG, we have a lot of MEP staff members, technical support type people. We can train you on how to utilize the productivity pack the way that it was meant to be, if that is something that you need. Obviously, that training aspect is not included with the purchase, so that is a separate cost, but it is an option for you. And then again, with the video instances, there's about 7.5 hours of training videos included. And again, you'll see these links in the user manual. The processes have not changed much over the years. Again, what I do suggest as far as more videos that are maybe up to date, maybe to again check out some of our latest webinars, or go to the YouTube page and check out some of our videos there for some updated information on the productivity pack. All right, so what's the benefit of actually having the productivity pack over just creating my own type of information? Well, Obviously, there's a huge time savings. If you've ever tried to uh, tackle Revit MEP and start developing your own type of standards, kind of get that moved over from, let's say, AutoCAD, you kind of see that there's a lot of information that is missing out of the box. And when you start digging into it, it's like, wow, it's going to take a lot of my time. Do I have that kind of time that I can put into it? Well, when you take a look at the productivity pack, there's actually been over 30,000 hours of development that's been put into the MEP Productivity Pack. So I don't know how many hours that you want to spend on creating your own information, but to be able to have something like this at a relatively decent price is probably an easier option than trying to develop it on your own. Now, I'm not going to say that, we can hand over the productivity pack and away you go. Some people do that, but you're still going to want to go in and do some customization to it to kind of make it your own. The nice thing about the productivity pack is there's no subscription type costs. You're not renting it. When you purchase this is your product. Basically, you are doing what you want to it. Obviously, there's a lot of content within here. Again, content, content that you don't have to go in and create is the big thing there. Project is set up, it's complete. You really only need to remove views, so you don't have to create a lot of new views within it. The other thing is families are unhosted. So if you don't know what that means, maybe you haven't worked with an architect that likes to delete stuff out and send you that information. What I mean by that is you're kind of determining your own fate when you're using the productivity pack. When a family is unhosted, that means you can go in and place it where you need it to be. You don't have to depend on the architect to make sure that there is a surface for it to be placed on. If you've ever run into an issue on, let's say, the electrical side where you've gone in and attached light fixtures to a ceiling, and then the architect decides to delete that ceiling and put in a brand new ceiling, you might have found that your light fixtures have gone and disappeared. So with the productivity pack, with it being unhosted, those objects that you kind of rely on some kind of a surface for an architect, you don't have to do that. The other thing is that view templates have been created. So if you haven't utilized view templates before, make sure you do. I'm a big supporter of utilizing view templates for views within a project. I've even done a view template webinar in the past. Check that one out. Got self-plugging here. But a lot of view templates have been developed, have been well thought out, and been applied to the views that are in the productivity pack. So you're seeing the views the way that they're meant to be, and you can simply apply those to any additional types of views that you want to go in and create. Again, the schedules and tags that are in the productivity pack, they're using the shared parameter file with the over 3,000 parameters. So all that is intelligent type information. So obviously we don't want to bring in Excel files. We want to have that intelligent information. This isn't AutoCAD. This is Revit. It's BIM modeling information we want in there. If you're utilizing electrical, there's parametric electrical one-line diagrams and feeder schedules. So those are developed within the productivity pack. Clearances have been added to families. So that's something that the out-of-the-box content from Revit does not have. So obviously we want to be able to access different pieces of equipment or panels. So clearances have been added to that, and you can show them or you can not show them if you don't want to. There's over 350 electrical families, over 200 symbols. There's over 350 mechanical families. There's 55 different duct and pipe systems in the productivity pack. Also, plumbing groups have been created. So if you've ever worked with the plumbing side, trying to figure out, connections between, say, toilet type instances, well, there's already groups created. So all you got to do is just place those, and you can go in and modify them to go in and connect to different fixtures that you have. So very quick and easy to go in and add that information. Again, what about customizing it to my needs? Like I said before, you purchase it, it's yours. You can do whatever you want to it. You can customize it the way that you want. If you want to remove parts out of it, if you want to go and add parts to it, if you want to modify parts to it, it is all yours to go in and modify the way that you want, because it is yours when you purchase it. All right, so we are going to pop into Revit here. And actually, let me go to my Windows Explorer here first. So kind of a rundown of what you get for files in the productivity pack. So we are looking at the 19.1.1 version of the productivity pack. So that is the latest and greatest version of the productivity pack. The only thing right here that you would not get are these top 3 folders here, because I actually push those forward so that I can show them on different versions of Revit. When you get the productivity pack, it is based off of Revit 2019. And the reason being is that as an MEP engineer, user, you can't always be working on the latest version of Revit. You are typically working on whatever version the architect tells you, or the version that they have. Now, typically an architect may be up to date, but projects can drag on, unfortunately, sometimes for years. So that is why we have it in a 2019 version. But I've actually moved it all the way up to 2022. Works just fine from there. So a few things that we get here. So I'll go to the add-ins. I can see that we do have a couple Dynamo processes within here. We also have some family processor settings. If you have the CTC Express tools, you would have family processor to utilize some of those tools. We have the content folder. So you can see we have annotations, a lot of different type of annotations for all, again, the different disciplines within here. Again, all these different types of tags have different parameters from the shared parameter file that are all tied to families and to schedules. We've got a number of lookup tables for items. And then we also have, again, our model components. You can see that as we look at the model components, the library is very similar to the out of the box. We don't want to change up what people are accustomed to looking at. So you want to keep that same type of folder structure when you're looking at the MEP content. But this is going to be where you'd want to obviously point users to utilize for any content that they want to put into projects. you want to steer them clear of the out-of-the-box content. And then we have our sample project. So we have this MEP 19 MEPPP sample project that has some placeholders placed within it. We have this office building that you can kind of test out, see how the productivity pack works in a true world type instance project. I'll be popping into that here shortly, so we can take a look at it. We have our schedules and details project. So again, as I mentioned, a number of schedules and details within this particular project file. With that, we're able to load in views as needed for a particular project. You'll come to find out that there are quite a few schedules in the, not the out of the box, but in the starter productivity pack project already. This is kind of your retrieval if, let's say, you deleted a schedule out and, oh, I need to get that one back. I can easily pop it back in, just load in that schedule view back into the project, and it will populate with the information that you have within your project. And then we have our shared parameter files, master shared parameters.txt. You can see it's only half a meg, but a lot of information there. So big text file, again, with over 3,000 parameters tied into that. Then we have our starter project. So again, we have the regular imperial type starter project. We have a metric starter project, and then we have some placeholders that are tied into the projects here as well. When you go in and start, the different files that you get from the architect, from the other disciplines, basically you swap those out for the actual ones instead of the placeholders. And finally, we have our user manual. So we have a PDF user manual, again, about 330 pages of information within there. We also have an Excel file here that lists the starter project setup instructions. This is the one that I mentioned to go in and modify to kind of set to the locations for your company. You also notice that we do have some release notes, so you can see what has been updated in the last couple versions here. So kind of nice feature as it slowly migrates to those next versions and mid-type version instances there. All right, so let's get to our project here. So I actually have it open in a couple of them here. So I have my sample project open 2021, and I also have my 2019 version of the productivity pack. As I mentioned, with the productivity pack, it comes as a 2019 version. So all the different files, families come in at 2019. But you can obviously migrate them to a newer version to where you want to utilize that. So with the sample project that I have open right now, first thing that we see is the starting view. So it just gives us some general information about the project, so we can go in and plug in some data. At the bottom, we do have a couple schedules within here, and basically this is showing us some of the relevant information that we may want to see right away relating to the project. Like I mentioned before, these are items that can be customized to the way that you want them to show. Taking a look at the project browser, and we'll go and expand some of these views here. You'll see first off some of the different groupings. We have analysis, construction documents, coordination, project setup, and working type views. So as I go and expand these, obviously we're seeing some of our typical categories of the different types of views that we have. If we expand those out even further for floor plans analysis, you can see we have energy, HVAC, lighting, mechanical piping, plumbing. And as I expand those, we're seeing some of the different flow values for piping and plumbing within here. We have thermal zone. We have some lighting analysis within here. If we go to our construction documents, those would be the types of views that we go and place on sheets. So we had the fire protection, HVAC, MEC piping, plumbing, power site. We also have our symbols list within here. We also have systems. If we take a look at our electrical symbols list, so kind of a front page look to a legend. Got our fire protection, HVAC symbol list, mechanical symbol legend, standards lists within here. We've got coordination views. So when we're coordinating between some of the different disciplines, we want to be able to see some of the additional information. As you can see here for mechanical piping, we want coordination for in-floor piping zones, plumbing for penetration locations, roof drainage zones. We have project setup. So when you're initially setting up the project, you're linking in your architecture, your structure. You typically want to be in a project setup type view, going and place those. We can take a look at it in 3D views as well. Also taking a look at it in a couple different section views, kind of cross sections through the entire project there. And then we have our working type views. Again, different types of views that are created within here. I go and double click on my working for the HVAC. You'll see that we have view templates set. This is the MHVAC plan working. By going and click on that, you can see a lot of the different view templates that have been developed for the productivity pack. We've got our electrical, we've got fire, we've got some general mechanical piping, and plumbing. So you can see that they're well sorted within here. Obviously, we can go in and set a specific discipline filter so that we see specifically those types of instances. Oh, pop up in my review here. So all of these different view templates can be applied to new views that you go in and create. A good majority of the views that are in the productivity pack have view templates assigned to them. When you click on a particular view template, if you look in the upper right hand corner, it'll tell you how many views have that template assigned within your project. So you can kind of see as I scroll through each of these that most of the view templates have been utilized within the project. And obviously we can, again, add more views to that list within there. If I scroll down a bit further here, we have, again, the different types of schedules. We have MEP, we've got some general types within here. We've got our electrical and mechanical types. If we expand those, you can see they're broken down into subcategories, so it's a bit easier to locate some of those instances. You can see we have ASHRAE calculations for mechanical. We can go in and double click, see what kind of information that we have here. Should have some ventilation airflow summaries here. So for each of the different spaces within our design, we're getting all kinds of data type information there regarding this particular project. We've got some design type schedules within here. We've got our equipment type schedules. Again, quite a few schedules listed within this particular project here. Let's see if we got any air handlers. This one. Thought we might have some air handlers in here. Guess not. All right, but each of these schedules that we're seeing within here, you can see this one, a lot of different parameters within there. And I know an air handler can have a very large type of schedule. And the way that the productivity pack handles a lot of the schedules is they've added a lot of parameters to them, and they'd rather have all the parameters in them and have you remove the ones that you don't want than you getting something that is not quite there and you still have to figure out, okay, what else do I need to add to that? So when I have this chilled water electric air handler unit and we go to fields, you'll notice all the scheduled fields that are in here. And this list is actually longer than what we're seeing in the background here in this particular view. If we go to the formatting, what you'll see here is when I select on a lot of these, you'll notice that the hidden field is checked. What that means is obviously it is not showing or being represented in this view, but if it is something that you do want to show, all you have to do is click on it and uncheck the hidden field, and you have that as an available option within here. Also, you'll see some instances of overrides. Override type items may be if you don't have that information in your project. You just simply want to override it with a manual entry. You know, for this instance, we have space number, space name. Okay, well, if you don't have any spaces within your project yet, you don't intend to, you may want to go in and just simply plug that information into the cell within the schedule. But otherwise, it will go in and utilize that information. So it's kind of up to you in this case if you want to have that. So it is a space name and number or a space name and number override instance. Right now, all of them are set to a hidden field, and it's kind of leaving it up to you if you want to show that or not within your project. Scroll it down a little bit further. Actually, let me minimize some of these here. This can get to be kind of a long list within the productivity pack here. So I'm going to just simply collapse all, and we'll come down here. So we do have some panel schedules in here, some default ones. So obviously panel schedules are put in as needed. You can't create a panel schedule without a panel within there. We have some reports within here. We also have a sheet setup within here. So you have your initial starting view, which we looked at when I first opened up the productivity pack. We also have a set of electrical. We got our fire protection within here. We have general information from mechanical symbol list. We have our mechanical set within here, and we have a plumbing set within here. So we have kind of the standard title block setup within. If I go and click on the little plus symbol, you'll see that a lot of the views have been placed along with keynotes and sheet notes within the project. So when I go to a particular view, I must not have my ARC background showing in here, but you'll see with this view right here, we've got the mechanical first floor type plan. We've got some general sheet notes. Doesn't look like we have any keynotes for this particular instance here, but they would populate within there as well. Obviously, those things can be customized if you like a different type of text font or something like that. Those types of things can easily be changed. So going down a little bit further, again, if I expand families, Again, we've got a lot of different types of families within here. If I go to the duct systems, you'll see some of the different types of duct systems that I have within the sample project here. If I go down to the piping systems, we have a lot of different piping systems within here. I think out of the box, I think there's like maybe 7 to 9 different piping systems, but they were not really thought of with all the different possible types of instances for piping that you could possibly have within your project. So those have all been set up within there. So when we go in and click on one, you'll see some of the instances here. There's been a material applied for this one for this type, copper type piping. It's specified for hydronic supply. We've got some information plugged in here. We also have a abbreviations all set for each of the different instances. So when I select on each one, it's going to give us different values for those. All right, so scrolling down even further, we get into the groups. So we have a number of plumbing type groups. As I mentioned before, groups for plumbing are a huge time saver. With all the different groups that we have within here, it's giving you a lot of different common scenarios that you run into. So you don't have to go in and put in a lot of the different types of fittings that you may want to show for a particular assembly. They're already developed within here. So you just simply go in and place the group within a design, and then we can go in and add the different types of fixtures to those within here. All right, I'm going to pop into my actual starter project now. So I'm actually going to go ahead and minimize this. And right in the background here, we now have our starter project. So this is really the one that you would want to go in and customize, again, the way that you feel your company would best utilize it. So with the previous project, some of the things are probably taken out based on the project size. You'll see that with this one here that it's based on kind of an 8-level type system. So it allows you to go in and, if you deal with a lot of 2-story buildings, you just simply delete out those levels, and it'll go in and remove those views from the project. So kind of reduce a lot of the views within there. If I go to a 3D representation here, what we're seeing here, kind of some unique 3D items. These are actually our placeholders. So when I go in and select on them, you can see here we got an architectural, we got structural, electrical, mech type placeholders. So obviously we see them pretty clear and easy. We would actually be replacing those with the true 3D objects. If I go to the project setup 3D diagram, kind of zoom in here. So we still see those link files, but we're also seeing the levels that we have set within here. So each of those have been created. You also notice the dashed blocky type items within here. So these are our scope boxes. So the larger one here is going to be our overall building scope box. So we've obviously modified that to whatever size model the architect would send over. And then we have all these little ones over here. What these are all the different individual system type scope boxes that have been created. So you can kind of drag those to a location and resize them to what you want there. So you see those for each of the different disciplines. I also encourage people to go and create these, for a plumbing type instance, maybe for the different bathroom layouts, for mechanical, electrical, probably the neck or electrical control room, and size those up so that you can go and create individual views for those. So again, utilizing the project setup is very handy in those initial first stages there. The project browser is right now set up for all disciplines, but if we go to the browser organization, you'll see if you are really designated for a particular discipline, view classifications have been set up for each of those instances. So if you are just strictly electrical, we could switch to a view classification electrical, and we're only seeing electrical type views within the view. Same thing for our other types of instances within there. So when you get it, obviously it's going to show all disciplines. Don't really want you to call and say, hey, I'm mechanical and all I see is electrical within here. What's going on? So you will have it set to all disciplines when you initially see that. Now with the views, and also kind of tying it in with the view filters or view templates and view filters, if I go and click on my filter tool, you'll see that we have a lot of filters created within here. So the filters obviously help to show specific type items within views. So the filters and the view templates kind of work together in that instance. You can see that the filters, first character is obviously what type of filter that we're looking at. So we got electrical, we got fire protection, we have general, we have mechanical within here, mechanical plumbing, and then plumbing type instances. So those different types, when I go in and select on them, you can see that a lot of them are designated here for system abbreviation. So if it includes that type of abbreviation for that pipe system, it will go in and show it within that particular view. So again, a well thought out type instance there to look at that information correctly. Again, the schedules kind of showed you a little bit of that information. Again, we have each of the different types within here, electrical, mechanical, and then breaking it down into individual types of components beyond that as well. I want to take a quick look at the user guide. So let me go back to that, and I want to open up just simply the user manual. Go here and user manual. And actually, before I do that, I'm actually going to pop open the starter project setup. I don't want to forget that, because that's kind of a really nice tool to start using as well. So this is a step-by-step guide and telling you exactly what you need to do to go in and really start your project with the productivity pack and get it set up for all users. Now you're probably looking at it, it's like, wow, there's a lot of directions in here. And, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You want to be able to have some clarity as far as, okay, what do I do for this next step? What do I do for the next step? We spell that out within the instructions that you're seeing here. So again, a lot of the locations that you're seeing in here, those are types of things that you want to go in and tweak to set it up for your locations instead. So that's why we have an Excel file here that you can go in and enable your editing, go in and modify it, and put it in a location where users can be able to access this and look at it and go right through and set up a project with the productivity pack. All right, on to the user guide. So I'm going to double click on this here. And let's take a look at our user guide here. So as I mentioned, this is a 330-page manual. This is the cure for insomnia. If you want to fall asleep at night, go ahead and start reading this before you go to bed. I'm not saying this is bad information. I'm just saying that it's not going to be the most exciting type information to read cover to cover. But it does have a lot of good information in here to help you succeed with the productivity pack. So it has basically everything that you can possibly think of. Obviously, at the beginning, you have a table of contents so you can locate where specific information is to get more information on that. So you have to, do a whole lot of searching within there. Obviously, if you're using let's say a Bluebeam, you can obviously search for specific keywords within the list here. As you look through the user guide, you will see the links here for the YouTube videos. So when you go and double click on it, basically it'll pop open YouTube and we'll give you a short presentation for that specific item that you're looking for. So in this case, it's just looking at the sample project, which I just showed you. So don't even have to click on that one. So I just saved you some time there. Here's some information on title block features, sheets, test elements. So where is it located at, the different data sets. So when you're looking at this user guide, you'll actually see that it's kind of split up, mechanical and electrical. So electrical's in the back half of it, but it is kind of giving you a rundown of all the information that is tied into the project here. So you see the MEPP and the EPP. That was the mechanical productivity pack and the electrical productivity pack. So basically those two were combined into the one MEP productivity pack. So we're seeing that information tied into there. So obviously, if you get the productivity pack, make sure that you are looking through this. Again, probably not all in one shot, but a little bit here and there to kind of pick up some of those new features. Obviously, you're not going to be 100% proficient with the productivity pack right from the start, but you will get there with time. Again, I will say that with my 20 years of experience working with the reseller, I wish I had this as an option for customers because it would save a whole lot of time. The cost of this is very cheap compared to how much time a user can put into trying to develop this on their own. And again, what you get with the productivity pack is not going to be 100% complete to the way that you may want to have it. There's still going to be some modifications that you're going to want to take with it. But again, it is a great tool to have under your belt and use for projects going forward. All right, so a few things I want to kind of pass over to you. Last year, I did create some white papers specifically on this productivity pack. I highly encourage you, if you do not have the productivity pack, and actually if you do have a productivity pack, I encourage you to go in and download these white papers that I created. So I created 3 separate ones because there's just way too information to have in one white paper. So I created one for the kind of the general information. So a lot of the info that I gave you here today, it's a comparison of what you get from the out of the box content to what you get in the productivity pack. So it's a good comparison. The second one is on the mechanical and plumbing, and then the third one is on the electrical. So if you go to the link above there, jot that down. You should be able to find it if you look for the Revit MEP Design Made Easy. And again, there are 3 separate ones within there. Also, I encourage you to pop into YouTube, look for the ATG USA channel. And actually, oops, I typed in the link there wrong. So that should be atgusa.com white papers, not ATUSA. So make sure you go to the right site there. I do not know what ATUSA will send you, but go to atgusa.com and go to the white papers to get these. And again, YouTube, and look for other MEP Productivity Pack webinars and check out some of those. So they do get a little bit more in depth with some of those topics. And if you are looking for more information than what I gave you for the productivity pack, if you can't find more information, please reach out to me. Here's my email address, pcharlson@hegusa.com. Check out my post. If you're not connected to me on LinkedIn, go ahead and connect. I go and post out on there. I also do some blogs and short tech tips as well. You can find those on the ATG USA website. If you're looking for any training or other products or services, go and contact me as well. Otherwise, you can just contact our sales line there. We have our 1-800 number or sales@atgusa.com. So we'll wrap it up here. Just a couple minutes shy of 1 o'clock. And I appreciate you attending my webinar today and look forward to having you at future ones. Thanks again. Have a great day.